Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. If you've been paying attention around the league lately, you've probably heard some buzz about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC East's landscape. We've got whispers linking the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Commanders in what could be one of the most impactful deals of the offseason so far. And folks, this isn't just any trade talk. It's about Trey Hendrickson, a player who has been a nightmare for offensive lines and a game-changer on the edge. If this trade materializes, it could be a game-changer for Washington's defense and their chances of making a serious playoff push next season. Let's set the scene here. The Bengals, currently sitting at 5-10 in 2025, have been struggling. Joe Burrow's injury issues, especially the recurring wrist injury that's led to an EPA pass of -0.18, have really hampered their offensive explosiveness. On top of that, their offensive line has been giving up way too many sacks, 22 in total, which is a massive concern. The Bengals are aware that they need to shake things up, and that's where Trey Hendrickson comes into play. Hendrickson, a proven sack machine, has been one of Cincinnati's brightest spots on defense, racking up 12. 5 sacks in 2025, along with 28 pressures and 15 tackles for loss. His PFF grade sits at an impressive 84. 6, reflecting his dominant play, and he boasts a +0.22 EPA per rush, showing how impactful he is in disrupting opposing offenses. Now, interestingly, Cincinnati is flirting with the idea of trading Hendrickson for draft picks, especially with cap space of about $24 million available, enough to extend players like Jamar Chase. The Bengals' management is clearly weighing the possibility of a rebuild, especially with their record and the ongoing injury issues. They're considering trading Hendrickson, who has been a cornerstone of their pass rush, for multiple reasons. First, they're looking to rebuild their draft capital and create some cap flexibility. Second, they're aware that their defense, particularly along the line, has taken a hit, especially without Hendrickson. Without him, their pass rush could drop by approximately 20%, which is a huge dip for a team that already struggles to generate pressure. On the other hand, the Washington Commanders are eyeing this opportunity with great enthusiasm. Their defense, especially the pass rush, has been a work in progress for the past couple of seasons. They're eager to add a player of Hendrickson's caliber, someone who can instantly elevate their front seven. The stats speak for themselves. Hendrickson is a game wrecker, and with the Commanders' current roster, the addition of a player like him could be the missing piece. His ability to generate pressure, combined with his knack for forcing turnovers, makes him a perfect fit for their rebuild. Imagine Hendrickson alongside Chase Young. If he's back to full health, and Montez Sweat, the Commanders' pass rush could become one of the most feared in the league. Right now, Washington's defense has been solid but inconsistent. They need someone who can consistently disrupt quarterbacks and put pressure on offensive lines. Hendrickson, projected to average around 10 sacks per season, fits that mold perfectly. His presence on the right side of the line would also help free up other players to make plays, and it could significantly cut down the opposing team's rushing yards, from 135 yards per game down to around 105, which would be a massive boost for their run defense. This potential trade isn't just about adding a talented player. It's about changing the entire dynamic of the Commanders' defense. Hendrickson's ability to generate constant pressure, with an average of +1, 5 pressures per snap, and a 16% higher rate of double-team draws, means that offenses will have to rethink their blocking schemes. His presence alone can open up lanes for others to get sacks and pressures, which is crucial for a team that's been trying to find consistent pass rush production. And let's not forget, a strong pass rush leads directly to more turnovers, +1. 2 turnovers per game to be precise, giving Washington an extra edge on both sides of the ball. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Bengals, in a slow transition, are probably looking to rebuild and focus on their young talents, but losing Hendrickson could be a huge blow. His departure could see their defense weaken by about 20%, especially along the line, where he's been a leader. This would open up opportunities for other teams, including divisional opponents, to capitalize. The AFC North is already a tough division, with the Steelers and Ravens always in the mix, and losing a player of Hendrickson's caliber might make their life even harder. For Washington, this move would be a clear statement of intent. It signals that they're serious about competing now, not just in the upcoming season, but for years to come. The front office is betting on Hendrickson's proven track record, 58 career sacks and 102 tackles for loss, to finally push their defense over the top. With a cap space of around $24 million, they could potentially work out a deal that includes a lucrative extension, ensuring Hendrickson stays in D.C. for the foreseeable future. His 2025 season with 5 sacks, highlights that he's still in his prime and ready to make an immediate impact. The ripple effects of this trade could be felt across the entire NFC East. Meanwhile, the Bengals, in the early stages of a rebuild, might have to accept a transitional period, especially if they lose Hendrickson. Their defense could struggle without him, and that could mean more wins for divisional rivals like the Commanders and even the Eagles. The Eagles' offensive line has already been tested this season, and a weaker Bengals pass rush would only make their task easier. For Washington, though, this isn't just about adding a star pass rusher. It's about making a bold move to shake up their defensive identity and set a new tone for their team. Looking ahead, the odds for the Super Bowl LXI are shifting. Hendrickson's value, from +15.0 to +6.0, reflects how much this move could boost Washington's chances. With his ability to pressure quarterbacks, force turnovers, and anchor the edge, the Commanders could become a more formidable contender in the NFC playoff picture. Their defense, which has fluctuated in effectiveness, could see a significant boost, especially in the trenches, where sacks and pressure are often the difference between winning and losing tight games. And let's not forget the importance of the trenches in playoff football. Sacks decide games, and Hendrickson's addition could be the X-factor in a postseason battle where every play counts. His ability to generate pressure on third downs, combined with the team's improving secondary and run defense, makes the Commanders a dangerous opponent come January. The potential for a +10 sack per year impact, combined with the ability to cut down rushing yards and create turnovers, makes this a move that could define their season. Of course, the trade still needs to be finalized, and both sides will have their negotiations. The Bengals are likely to be cautious, given they're in a rebuilding phase, but the lure of acquiring draft picks and freeing up cap space is strong. On the other hand, Washington's front office is probably pushing hard to get this deal done quickly, especially with the trade deadline approaching. The pressure to improve the defense and give Sam Howell more tools to work with is mounting, and a player like Hendrickson could be the piece that takes them from good to great. In summary, this potential Hendrickson trade is more than just a blockbuster move. It's a statement. It shows that Washington is serious about contending, about building a defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs. The Bengals, meanwhile, might be looking at a transition period, but they're also setting the stage for a future rebuild. Whichever side wins this deal, one thing is for sure, the NFC East is about to get even more interesting, and Commanders fans should be excited about what this could mean for the upcoming season. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think acquiring Hendrickson is the move that finally pushes your team into serious Super Bowl contention? Would you be willing to part with some draft capital to bring him in? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.